Hello everyone, my name is Anthony Gallegos, and I'm here with Mitch Dyer.
Airplane space.
And we're playing Kerbal Space Program. And today there's nothing on the agenda that's useful to you.
We're not learning anything today.
Nope,
Although you could teach us how to put missiles on a aircraft.
so that's the thing, is I've been experimenting with planes in the space plane hangar.
So you have an I-beam on the wings.
So what I do to make missiles is I take a decoupler, I attach it where I want, then I attach I-beams.
I-beams and then
on the
thrusters.
decoupler.
And,
These are solid fuel thrusters, little ones that are made for decoupling, like helping you decouple a piece.
Yeah.
Then I put nose cones on one side of the I-beam, and then what I've done is I've downloaded a mod, which is called the Nova Punch mod. It adds a ton of new parts. I mean, look, you can see, like,
yeah.
I have a ton of new engines, including look at this engine.
Oh, let's go to space.
This engine's gigantic.
That would take you to the moon on its own. Just put a little pod on top of that.
Yeah, the Nova Punch engine adds a lot of new boosters, but what it also adds is perfect for making missiles is the small little solid fuel booster that on the back of this rocket.
There's got to be a way to make that like more cosmetically pleasing. It does look pretty good.
Mitch?
I'm not judging you. I'm just saying.
Hold on, let me just gotta get it lined up.
Yeah.
Okay. And then put some solid boosters there.
Yeah.
The I-beams have a little bit of hard time, so you gotta get them placed just so.
Might be okay. Never mind. You're good.
And then I got two more on the bottom. So this is a really simple ship design.
Is this a default ship?
No,
or is this
it's one I just quickly built.
Okay.
I think there's a default one that looks very similar.
Okay.
But the nice thing about this design is that it takes off really, really well. It has great lift.
You have great control over this thing, too.
So the most important thing to do when you're doing all this, of course, is your staging.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure they all fire together, or else you're going to have trouble with your rockets. So those are all in a group. These are all in a group. But I have to get these new boosters in the right grouping.
This is the closest you'll get to like a Jedi starfighter in Kerbal.
It's true. Okay. So these got to go here. Grouping all of your rockets together, absolute most important thing you can ever do. Making sure that your staging is right.
So are you launching all of them at once?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm setting them up to where they fire in groups.
Do they still register as one object when they're connected like that, or do you have to like add?
No, you have to make sure that they're all in a big group
So you have
together.
to make sure they detach and fire at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll show you guys how this works.
I'm so excited.
Now, these missiles don't fire very true. That's the thing.
Right, they're improv. You're not actually making a combat ship.
No, not at all. The thing is that there are rockets. Oh, here, I'm just going to speed up time real quick so that we get a little bit of daylight.
Well, so here's something I don't understand. While we're on the topic of learning Kerbal,
yeah.
Why does this time warp thing happen this way? Why does that happen where it's only like 4 times? And then
because I was moving at the time, I think, and I'm below a certain altitude, which is why I held my brakes real quick to make sure that I wasn't moving.
Okay.
So sometimes this jet likes to... Oh, I got to take my brakes off. This jet likes to pull a little to the side, so I just got to be a little careful during the takeoff process.
Can you have SAS or RCS thrusters on here, or does that even
Yeah,
help?
there's like a flight computer.
All right.
But I never use it. The problem with this jet is it does like to pull towards the ground.
Look at that wobble.
I know. There's a lot of control surfaces on this, which gives me really good control. The biggest thing is I can't take turns too fast because the air intake, if it cuts out, the engine will cut out. So, Ron Lorf Kerman here reporting for duty.
It's a wonderful name.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried to make space planes. The thing about making space planes, if anyone ever wants to try that, is that, you know, this initial booster is fine. Like, this plane could go up, but when it gets to about 24,000 meters off the ground, I think, the oxygen gets so thin that the engine cuts out, and the fuel in this
That's what happened to me. Okay.
The fuel in this is jet fuel, so it doesn't naturally have oxygen in it. Like, rocket fuel has oxygen particles mixed in with the fuel.
Clever.
So it will burn in space.
Gotcha.
Jet fuel does not have that. So, okay, Mitch.
Barrel roll.
I might have messed up.
No, you're good. You're good.
No.
No. No, you're fine. You're good. Pull up. Pull up. You're a pro. Nothing to it.
Okay, sorry. Planes were never meant for this game. What people were doing is they were making rockets that could take off from the normal rocket stand and then turning them into planes. And so eventually, from my understanding, the guys behind the game, behind Kerbal, were like, let's just put in planes.
So your goal when you have this combat ship, oh boy, ooh, that was a close shave, is to just hit the radio tower with your missiles.
I'm always just trying to see if I can hit the tower.
Test out the accuracy of your rockets.
Yeah. I got to get pretty close to even have a shot at this, though.
Playing with fire right now.
Well, those ones, okay. Oh!
That was the most incredible feat I've ever seen you accomplish.
Hey, I want you to, can we all acknowledge that even though those rockets flew wild, one of them hit?
Did it really?
Yeah, one of them hit right beforehand. And then did you see how close I shaved that tower?
Yeah, well, that's what I was focused on was your peril. The fact that you just like, that was like that, was it Top Gun? Where he's always like trying to drive by the...
Buzz the towers.
Yeah, buzz the towers. You're a regular Maverick, except in space.
Yeah.
Do you find it easier to drive in first
person?
person?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I like to try and do it, though, sometimes. Optimism gears deployed.
I mean, it's optimistic because you're optimistic about this landing as a whole.
Okay, well, I'm not going to land on the landing pad, but...
What is it?
Mitch?
It's not a skateboard, Anthony.
I just did sweet tricks, though.
I know. Tony Hawk would be proud.
Okay.
Here you go. You're good. You're good.
Okay. Landing. Okay.
You took a sweet nosedive at the end there.
Landing is tough in Kerbal Space Program. That was pretty good, though.
You did all right. You survived the tower buzz. You landed one missile. This thing's almost ready for war.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, there are slight things you could change on it, I guess, but you know, I've got 6 missiles on this thing. It's a strike craft.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. And you know, these other mods, Nova Punch in particular, is awesome because it does add a lot of new ships to it as well, like this one. I'm pretty sure. Oh.
Hello world, hello world, hello world.
Whoops. I guess I didn't have one of the parts.
Have those pieces, I guess.
Yeah, unmanned interceptor.
I like that one's called Space.
Oh yeah, see, that's another one. I've been trying to mod it lately. You know, modding is really easy and fun in this. So.
Yeah, you just kind of click the store and go, right?
Yeah. So, but there are look, see, that's basically an adaptation of the ship that I had already made.
That one's like way crappier than yours.
No, but you could easily. But what I'm saying is that this one right here, you could easily take this, and
you could modify it easily.
And do the thing that I did.
Yeah.
And again,
add the I-beams.
If you want to see what I did, it was literally just. Let me see. You go to structural. And it's the specifically, I know most people don't have all these parts. I'll show you which decoupler it is. It is this one, the TT38K radial decoupler.
And that's the default one. That's normal.
It's in there by default. One of the things that's bad about it though is you see it has decoupler force of 250, and that's part of the bad ways of doing it the way I am is that the decoupler force, it means it's shooting it off, like it's pushing it out away from the ship too, which means that's why
they fire wild.
Exactly. If it was just releasing them, the engines might actually fire it true. So you might actually want to try and use something like a softer decoupler if you can find one. I don't know that there's any in the default package. You might be able to find some stuff in mods, or maybe even go in if you're savvy enough.
Make something yourself.
Go in there and tweak it yourself to make to where it decouples with a lot less force.
Okay.
That's beyond me currently, but that's just one example of like a way that you could make a missile. I mean, I imagine there are interesting things you could do with beams and all kinds of interesting little choices you could make. But that's the best I've been able to do. If you guys are out there making rockets of your own, I would love to see it. And we're going to keep on playing Kerbal Space Program because that's all I do with my life anymore.
It's pretty good.
So for that and a lot more on Kerbal Space Program in the future, you can go to IGN.